Hi traders, this is Forex Nelson and I'm back again today with another 7 trades. Today's date is July the 29th and I'm using my new FX trigger system. So today there was some high impact news which came out at 8:30, and as you can see I took all the trades prior to the news, 15 minutes approximately before the news, and let's run a check on that news. Here it is right here, Thursday, July the 29th, 8:30 a.m. It's advanced GDP, quarter over quarter. GDP stands for gross domestic product. And as it turned out, as you can see within the usual effect, actual greater than forecast is good for the currency. Now the forecast was 8.5 and it was less than 8.5, so that's not good for the currency. So that means we're selling. That's why it's in red here. And of course we also have the unemployment claims. It's also red, negative. So we're selling the US dollar. Now remember, I did not see these results. They only came out at 8:30 and I put in a trade about 11 minutes after 8 this morning. So we're selling the dollar. That means if the dollar's on the left side, we're going to be selling. And if it's on the right side, as these first 1, 2, 3, 4 pairs, we're buying. So on this, on the pound dollar, then obviously we're buying because the dollar is on the right side. Now, just before I get into this, and I do say this within the first couple of minutes of each of these videos because it's very, very important, I would like to inform you that all trading systems will work less than 50% of the time, and that includes all my trigger systems. It took me 8 years and over 700 systems to learn that. To get that up to 80 or 90% success rate, you will have to learn how to trade the flow of the market, which is what I teach. You will also have to learn trade management and money management. To be successful in trading, all you need is a lot of chart time, a lot of demo trading, and a lot of education. I provide the education. You must buy this education and then you must do the homework, or you will fail at trading. I highly suggest putting in more than one trade at a time, as no one knows which pair will move the greatest number of pips. That is why I place 3 or more trades at a time. Also, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and please subscribe to my YouTube channel. This will encourage me to do more of these videos. If you leave your name and email address, I'll put you on my email list for free weekly trading tips. Okay, now we can get into these trades, and as you can see in the meter, the US dollar is still relatively weak. It's not a bus driver. The only one on this meter is the Aussie. It is 20% or less. That qualifies to be a bus driver. But the market can still move even as the numbers you see right here, pound and the USD. So as you can easily see that the FX trigger system is telling you by these 2 blue lines that we're buying, and of course the blue boxes, and plus don't forget, I highly suggest you drill down the lights from the higher time frames. Make sure that you are going in the direction of the trend of the higher time frames. And I teach exactly how to do it. Most traders get that wrong. If you don't get that right, you will still continue to struggle at trading. So on this pound dollar, right here, get the right one here. I took the trade here. That's my just stop, which Let's see what it is at that point in time. Right below the goal line, it was 20 pips. And I closed it out here as it was not going up quick enough as far as I was concerned. And so I just decided to close out the trade. Looks like with about 8 pips, and 8 pips on the pound dollar paid $800. Keep in mind, most of these dollar pairs I don't trade. Hardly ever trade the euro dollar. And I do look at the dollar CAD, but all the other ones I don't bother with, as they generally, as a rule, don't move enough pips. Okay, let's check out the euro dollar. Remember, we're buying the first 4 pairs here based on the dollar weakness. Bought it here, as you can see, didn't do a lot of movement. Little over 20 pip stop. It's a catastrophe stop. If it was going to hook around and go down, I would just close the trade. But it did not do that. So I ended up getting 5 pips here, and 5 pips on the euro dollar paid $500. Remember, I took all these trades 15 to 20 minutes before, and then I closed it out around a half an hour later, 35 minutes later. And for 35 minutes work, well, I didn't get my 100 pips, but these are not the workhorses other than the pound dollar. Those workhorses will produce 100 to 200 pips. But I wanted to show you that with the FX trigger, you can trade high impact news. Aussie dollar, let's see. And by the way, if I'm not mistaken, all of these trades qualified for a great way to trade. That's using the moving averages and the indicators down at the bottom. Looks exactly like this. Aussie dollar. Another one right here, even though it didn't go up very much, and that's why I decided to close out the trade. So let's see where I got in at. Just did a bit of a push, and it could have just as easily broke this top, and kept going. But the news was not quite strong enough. So you can only trade what the market will give you. Got in at this cursor. Of course, if it came anywhere around my goal line, I was going to close the trade anyhow. Catastrophe stop was way down here. But I would have closed it out for sure around here with minus about 7 pips. But I did end up getting plus 4 pips. And those 4 pips paid $400. Remember, you don't have to get 50 or 100 pips in a trade. You know, if you can get from scalping 10 to 20 pips on each and every trade, then you just add enough lots. As I'm showing you right here, you can make a pretty good living. And today's trading is a very good example of how important trade management is. They say it all the time, don't turn a winning trade into a losing trade. And if I was in the trade now, I would be losing. As long as you can keep pumping out winners every day, as the weeks and the months go by, your account will grow. New Zealand dollar. Let's see about this trade. Again, qualifies like all the other trades for a great way to trade. You know, but the market is the market, and it's very random, and it just went mostly sideways. Very big reason why I don't trade some of these pairs that just don't move very much. Took the trade here. If it would have came anywhere like too far down around the goal line, especially if it breaks the goal line, you got to get out of the trade. But I closed it out with a winner, and this happened to be 5 pips, and 5 pips on the New Zealand dollar paid $500. Okay, now we can get into the last three trades. And remember, the dollar is on the left side now. So the dollar's weak. We're selling the dollar. This did qualify for a great way to trade when I did pull the trigger. Matter of fact, well, qualified from way, way, way back. Let's see now where I got in at. Took the trade right here. There's my disaster stop, which I had no intentions of even risking that much, which was only about 15 pips. And I closed out the trade with 14 pips. And 14 pips on the dollar CAD paid $1,043. And it's a very easy decision to make just by looking at the FX trigger system. It's telling you to sell by these two red lines. Dollar Swiss, let's see what happened on this trade. Again, the same thing. Qualifies for a great way to trade. System saying to sell. Look at the three red boxes. We're going to drag and drop it up, see where I got in at. Moving very slow. These are very slow moving pairs. That's one of the reasons why I don't trade it very much. Just sometimes I'll do it just for high impact news. Stop has to go on top of the goal line. My auto stop just happened to throw it in. It was around 20 pips in real time. And looks like I got 10 pips. And 10 pips on the dollar Swiss paid $1,101. Moving on to the next trade, dollar yen. This pair moves very slowly. Look at the ADR, it's only 42 pips. Today only went 28, even with high impact news. That's why these two dotted lines, they're dotted, small, blue in color. When it hits it, it'll turn thicker, solid red. Let's see where I got in on this trade first of all. This was very, very, well, borderline to being a great way to trade as gold line's kind of going flat here. Let's see though. Took the trade here, 13 pip stop, ended up getting 16 pips, and I'm glad I closed it out here as I would be given mostly all the pips back. Now those 16 pips on the dollar yen paid $1,458. So today was not a bad day of trading, other than the fact I didn't get my 100 pips even with high impact news. But anyhow, that's the way the market is. You can't get what you want every day. But pip total still ended up with 61 pips, all winners, no losers, 100%. And those 61 pips paid $5,804. And the main reason why my trading has increased on a much better and higher level is because of this trading simulator. Right here, show you a screenshot of it. Anybody who picks up the FX trigger from me, I will be giving this trading, well, not me directly, but I'll show you how you can get your hands on it. And it is totally free. And I highly recommend that you practice when the market is closed like I do every weekend. I do 8 hours every weekend. And this sharpens my trading skills and entries and exits. You can put in as many trades as you want. They do give you $10,000. I ended up doing 26 trades plus these two that were still running. So for roughly about an hour's worth of work and about 28 trades, I doubled my account, went from 10,000. If you do the math here quickly, it's over $10,000 profit. And it's loaded with a ton of features and options, and does come with a 25-page ebook. I read it twice. A lot of the options I don't bother with. I just want to either put in buy or sell trades, have my stop loss, take profit. You can adjust whatever you want. It allows you to trade over the weekend and keep practicing. Remember what I said earlier? You need a lot of chart time and a lot of demo trading. Well, you can certainly get it with this trading simulator. So remember, that is a pretty good app which will help your trading. So if your system is not producing like the FX Trigger, I suggest you get your hands on it. All you got to do is look right below this video. My FX Trigger system, I do charge $250 for it. I teach how to trade the flow of the market. If you don't learn this, you will fail. My FX Trigger system comes with over 4 gigabytes of training, and you'll get an exact copy of my system on your MT4 platform. Comes with 5 MT4 templates, 12 custom indicators, and my favorite meter. Now I threw in a lot of PDF books, a lot of Word documents, and 9 bonus videos. As I mentioned earlier, you're going to need a lot of education. That's why I give a fair amount. Now there's a lot of ways to trade. I do teach a lot of ways to trade, and that's why there's 43 training videos. I made one extra bonus video. That's why it's 43. I did one which is about more than 50. It's about 50 minutes long, slightly more than that. How to backtest using the trading simulator. So you can put this video on pause. I'm not going to go through everything. If you have any questions at all, quite simple. Pick up the phone, call me. Here's my number. If you live too far, simple also. Just send me an email. Remember the underscore right here. Now I do prefer Skype. Simple, easy for you. Just click on this link. We will have Skype connection, and through Skype screen sharing I'll give you a free session and answer not only your questions, but I'll also give you some tips and tricks that should help your trading. Remember, there is no obligation to you. Now if you click on this link, you'll get 34 screenshots of all the trigger systems I've been building over the years. So it's time to wrap up this video, and I'll repeat it one more time. If you like it, please give it a thumbs up, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel. So until the next day of trading, happy trading, and remember to keep yourself and your family safe. Okay, bye for now.